Hello, adventurers. I wanted to make a video as a little update to my channel, just to talk about what has been going on lately. This, of course, was inspired by Captain Cranky, one of my favorite motovloggers, who is doing a competition asking other content creators to share a memorable moment from their adventures and the story behind it. So what I thought of was a moment where my brother and I were taking photos on Redcone. My brother suggested we try to do a jump picture, and coincidentally, he left his helmet on. I didn't know this until I went and reviewed the footage, so it was actually very hilarious discovering it.
Thumbs up.
This made me think about taking photos, and how my content has changed over the duration of being a motovlogger.
You gotta jump. Okay. Okay. Why isn't that going? I don't know.
Growing up, my brother and I never really got along all that well. We are pretty close in age, and shared a room when we were young. But aside from that, we didn't spend much time together. When he went off to college, and then lived in Guatemala for 2 years, we didn't really talk, until he got back.
Okay.
He was, of course, the one who suggested I get into motovlogging, as it was an interest of his, and I had the time to do it.
Here goes again.
But our ideas of what that meant were quite different.
Yeah, smile.
When I first made motovlogs, it was always about capturing real moments, then trying to sort them out after the fact.
Okay, jump, Victor. Jump in. Jump in. Oh.
Cutting out the interesting bits and stitching them together.
Well, that jump picture's awesome.
You can see this in my earlier work, and in some recent stuff I threw out to pass the time.
That's great. Look at that shot right there.
The trouble with these is that reality is confusing and rarely makes sense to an outside observer. My brother likes to do staged photos, positioning everything just right.
Alright, smile! Smile! Step to the behind you and where you were. To the right. There, okay. Peace sign, thumbs up.
I thought this was silly, since it wasn't real. Why would someone jump at the top of a mountain, where the air is thin, or even at all? When I took pictures, I took photos of things that I liked, and saw by coincidence when stopped. Later, I've realized that people only really care if I give a bit of context. So I've made use of my bike as an excellent prop to make the photos make sense. I mean, of course I knew I was there. I know what I was doing. But other people don't. So I guess there's something to say about going further. My brother was always a better photographer, because he thought about the audience, and what they would get out of it. There's only so much you can capture in a picture, in a moment, in a point of view. So doing things like jumping, giving thumbs up, looking off into the distance just so, can express the feeling at that moment. I guess I've always had a bit of an introverted perspective, and for the most part I've done this as a work for me, just kind of a way of journaling. But when you realize that people actually watch this and actually get value out of it, things change a bit. And sure, pictures of my bike show that I was there, but they show little more than that. They don't say anything about the experience. So I've learned lately to think a little bit outside myself. I've been trying more and more to find the best moments for pictures, and show a bit of myself, telling stories in my videos rather than just providing a collection of moments I like, and thinking about what you, the audience, will get out of it. A couple weeks back, my brother moved out east, but we did get the chance to bond on our adventures. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to learn this important lesson. Sure, there's value in things being real and unaltered. And on some level, this is for my enjoyment and recollection. But what I enjoy about motovlogging isn't simply displaying a collection of particular events in my life. It's the experience behind those events. What I felt, what I thought, and ultimately, what they mean to me. I know, I've been making fewer videos lately. Mostly because I found sharing collections of photos to be a more effective use of my time. But that wasn't all of it. I had a lot of catching up to do, establishing my channel outside of YouTube, cleaning it up, and really making my work out to be more professional. I'd never really tried to understand the mechanics of this, or work to understand what my audience would get out of it. I just took things moment by moment. I was never much for making plans. This was how I took pictures. I went with the moment. I have to say that the past few months have been a hell of an experience learning this skill. So I wanted to say thank you for standing by during this intermission of mine. I'm just about finished and organized, so I'll be back pretty soon with more of my adventures in real life.